Welcome to your Daily 5 for Thursday, August 14th, 2025. You may remember that Lando and I talked about the video game FBC Firebreak, if I can pronounce it correctly, back when it initially came out at the beginning of the summer, I think. It was made available on the PlayStation and Xbox subscription services day one for free. You could just download the game and play it. And I've been looking forward to this game for quite a while because it's a co-op game. It's set in the Control universe, and I'm a big fan of Control and Remedy as a studio. And their basic approach to this game seemed highly respectful of players in a way that not many studios have been for a while, where they didn't want to destroy you with microtransactions. They wanted to respect people's time by making the actual sessions short and easy to jump in and out of. And just in general, they seem to have what I thought was a very favorable approach to creating a game of this type. A live service game that was not trying to exploit the player, but was trying to be continually something that somebody would want to revisit. And Lando and I played it, and we kind of burned down on it relatively quickly for really two reasons. One, there simply are not enough maps. I think it launched with 4 or 5 and went up by 1, and I think it increased the one right as we quit, so we never even played the new map. I want to say there's 6 now. And honestly, it needs probably 10 to 12. It should have launched with 10 to 12 maps. And the reason I say that is because of the other problem with it, which is that it is exceptionally grindy. Now, it does not try to make you pay. I will give them that credit. But there's basically, I'm not going to go too far into detail, but there's 3 different classes you can play. Each of those classes has certain items that work only with their class or work best with their class. You gain experience and currency just like you do in most games of this type, and that's through playing games playing sessions over and over, and then you spend to acquire whatever items or skills you want. All that on paper is fine. The problem is the way it lays out all those available items is in pages. And each of the pages has every class's stuff on it. So you can't isolate it down to yours. And the only way to get to a next page is to unlock the entire first page before it, even if it has 90% things you're never going to use. And so it's trying to just get you to play and play and play and play. And that's where then it runs right back into the map problem. So the 2 core issues with the game, unfortunately, keep feeding into each other, so you can't escape one without hitting right into the other. And as a result, from what I read in these articles, which ironically somebody had sent them to me the day after I erased the game from the hard drive on my PlayStation, but basically Remedy is looking at doing some kind of revamp of the game. I've seen it being called a relaunch, a rework, a revamp, whatever the term is. They have recognized that Firebreak, as it currently exists, just based on pure player count, but also the larger reception from critics and players, is simply not what they wanted it to be. It has not been as successful as they thought, so they are trying to figure out how to fix it. Now, number one, I'm glad they're trying to fix it. I like Remedy, and I like this game at its core. The fundamentals are actually quite powerful. It is set up to be a good game. Unfortunately, it's just not quite there yet. So I don't want to just see it fold and go away, as often happens with these live service games when they don't hit immediate success. I do think that there is the potential for it to be a no man's sky situation where it can be salvaged if they recognize what people are negatively responding to. Again, I don't think it's so fundamentally broken that it can't be saved. And that's what's made my frustration with it all the worse, is that I can see the framework of a good game inside this thing. And if they can work at it, and if they can improve it, and if they can get it to where it needs to be, I still think it could be a very successful, a rare successful live service modern game. Because again, the basic stuff that's important is there. The gameplay feels good. The respect for the player is important. I think the way they've got it constructed in their basic approach to it, to have it be these kind of bite-sized sessions, that can all work. But it needs those 2 fundamental problems, the grinding part and the lack of map variety. That's what's holding it back. And unfortunately, unless you just address those 2 core things, I don't know that there's any way to save it. So hopefully they're looking at it from that perspective, and maybe they have a bunch more maps and they'll just release them sooner, which would alleviate some of the grinding problem. But regardless, whatever they do, the reason I'm saying I made this 5 was not to complain about the game. It is because I really, truly do want to see it improve. Because I had fun with it, but then it just kind of wore out its welcome too quickly. So what I'm hoping for is that FBC Firebreak pulls a no man's sky, because I think the core of the game is good. It just has to be polished a bit more. Later.